At first, I didn't think I needed to change anything. But deep down, I wasn't happy. Like I was living a life that was not really mine. Then, unexpected, someone mentioned about an exchange program in Canada. It sounded interesting, but something about it stuck with me. And the more I thought about it, the more I felt this deep voice saying, yes. It was not logical. It was not part of any plan. Just a quiet feeling saying, do it just for you. And saying yes to that one thing changed everything. Hi, I am Luciana, and in this video, I want to take you through that journey, how I went from people pleasing and disconnected to finally embracing who I really am with honesty, peace, and freedom, and how you can begin that journey too. And I'm sharing this because I know how hard it is to feel lost in a life that's not really yours. And at that time, my life looked right from the outside. I was in a long-term relationship. I had my own business. So everything looked fine. But inside, I felt disconnected. Like I was just going through the motions, doing what I was supposed to do, not what I truly wanted. I was always thinking about others, their needs, their feelings, their opinions. And somewhere in all of that, I stopped thinking about myself. I couldn't even remember the last time I asked myself, what do I want? What actually makes me happy? I was not unhappy because life was bad. I was unhappy because I was not being me. It is a strange feeling when your life looks right but doesn't feel like yours. Like you're playing a role that was handed to you and you don't even remember agreeing to it. And the hardest part is not knowing how to change. And I knew I couldn't keep living that way, numb, small, out of alignment with myself. And that exchange program mattered that time. The more I thought about it, the more I realized I needed to do something for me. Maybe for the first time. Not because I was trying to fix my whole life, just because I wanted to feel something different. I want to choose something just because it brought me joy. To make a decision that was mine and finally just think about me. And part of this exchange program matters so much was because it reminded me of a quiet desire I had when I was younger, studying English. I never really made a plan to go abroad, but there was something in me that felt curious about the word. Um, like a part of me that wanted to explore something beyond my routine. So when this opportunity came up, it felt like I was finally saying yes to that version of me, the one who had started thinking about her own path, even back then. And I didn't know where it would lead. I just felt excited to practice and improve my English, to speak with native speakers, and to truly experience a new culture. And something in me said, say yes, this is your moment. And that quiet decision to go was the beginning of something entirely new in my life. And when I arrived in Canada, I was not thinking, this is going to change my life. I honestly just wanted to reconnect with something I loved, English. Back home in Brazil, I was so busy with my day to day life, running the business, taking care of everything. I was not even practice English anymore. And I've always loved the language. So it lit something up in me. I thought, why not doing something that actually feels exciting? In the beginning, that's all it felt like. Just a small chance to do something for myself, to follow this little spark, I hadn't felt in a long time. But I had no idea it would end up opening the door to a completely different way of living. And when I arrived there, everything felt open. I didn't know anyone. No one had expectations of me. No one knew my story. And that gave me this unexpected kind of freedom. I could do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. And then for the first time in a long time, I wasn't thinking about what anyone else expected of me. At first, it felt strange, like, is this okay? Can I really just choose what I want? But then it started to feel really good, like I could finally breathe. Like I was slowly remembering what it felt like just to be me. Even though I didn't fully understand at that time, that was the beginning of me coming back to who I really am. But here's the thing, that kind of freedom also brought me a lot of fear. As I started making more choices that felt good for me, the guilt started to show up. I found myself wondering, is it selfish to want this? Will people still accept me if I stop being who they're used to? It was confusing sometimes because I was doing what felt more true, but it also meant letting go of some old habits, old roles, even some people. And that's the part of no one really tells you. Being true to yourself sometimes means letting go of what's not really you. That might be old habits, ways you have been showing up just to fit in, or relationships that only work when you're pretending. It could even mean letting go of who you thought you had to be just to finally make space to who you really are. And it can feel hard in the beginning, but it also feel honest and real and deep down peaceful. So if you're feeling disconnected or like you have been living a life that doesn't really feel like yours, I just want to know that you're not alone and you don't need to change everything at once. Sometimes it starts with something really small. Maybe it's saying no to something that doesn't feel right. Maybe it's doing something just because you enjoy it, not because it's productive or expected. Or maybe it's simply spending a little more time alone so you can hear your own thoughts again. And you don't need all the answers, you just need to give yourself permission to listen. Because that quiet voice inside of you, the one that says, I miss myself, it's still there. And the more you follow what feels honest, peaceful, or exciting, the more you come back to who you have always been. And remember, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to be real. And that's more than enough. If this message spoke to your heart, I would love to hear from you. So tell me in the comments, what's one small thing you want to do this week just for you? And if this video helped you in any way, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And if you know someone who might need this reminder, feel free to share it with them. Satnam for you, much love and light, and I see you in the next video.